So I found this drink. Supposedly it predicts when you die. I kinda wanna drink it. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and this is Mindfunk in 13 days. Now he stares intently at the weirdly designed bottle. He's sitting in the corner of a sports field, but there's nobody else around. 80% discount. It's gotta taste awful, right? What's with its design? Suddenly, footsteps can be heard approaching across the field. Huh? Oh, no way! Not again! Please don't. Please don't. I just want to enjoy this drink in peace. Wait, the drink you supposedly think is gonna taste awful? Hey, at least I'll be an experience, right? A figure slowly draws closer behind him. A light tap lands on Navi's back. Ah! She's here. What you doing? Nothing. Looks like you're doing something, though. Don't make me explain it. Were you talking to the bottle? Having a nice little chat? Stop it! Is that bottle your new girlfriend? Or should I say, first girlfriend? Anna, please! It's called Mindfunk. I got it at a discount shop. It was 80% off. Ah. Wait, Mindfunk? That thing's still around? I thought it vanished ages ago. You know about it. Isn't this that drink with the embarrassing marketing? Everyone made fun of it at the time. It was so lame. It was saying you would go crazy and end up in a mental hospital if you drank it. Maybe you should drink it then. Oh, not so timid now. Shut up. I remember they used, scribbled cartoons to market it. Anyway, why did you buy it? It was cheap. Yeah, because no one wants it. I was thirsty, it was 8% off. That seems like a reasonable reason to buy it. Now he opens the bottle. You're actually going to drink it? I bought it, so... Okay. I mean, it's your life. Just know that I don't want any, so you better drink it all. I didn't offer you any, did I? Now he takes a sip. Oh, I'm guessing it tastes vile. What the F? It's too... sweet? No, it's too sour. No, wait. It tastes like grapes? Well, was it worth your money? I don't think I can finish this. Typical. You're such a child. You always say that. You and your tiny stomach. Don't. You make it sound like I have some formally diagnosed condition. You kinda do. I've never seen someone unable to finish a bottle of soft drink, let alone actual food. How many times have I had to eat your leftovers whenever you go out to eat? That's different. Hey, maybe I just do better with smaller portions. Suddenly, Nami's eyes light up. Ah! That's it. I know what I can do with this stupid drink. We're gonna pour it all over her, aren't we? Wait. What? I'm not gonna let this stupid drink go to waste. That sounds exactly like something you'd say before making it worse. We should run some tests on it in the lab. Okay, that idea is actually better than mine. I thought we were gonna be mean here. You want to run tests on that? Really? What for? Just to see what happens? I mean, there was a rumor that if you drank too much, you'd go crazy. Maybe there's some truth to the rumor. We just have to do a little digging. Right. Oh, I think we're starting to hallucinate. Is this gonna turn out like your Jow carrot experiment?
Don't bring that up.
Remember how long it took to clean up? It also made me never want to eat carrots again.
You never liked carrots anyway. But I mean, come on, we gotta do something with Mindfunk. If this tastes this weird, there's gotta be something super messed up we can discover.
That's not how science works.
Maybe not, but it's how Navi works.
Ew. Why'd you get so cocky like that? Only around me.
No more talking, no more talking. Navi suddenly gets to his feet.
Hey!
Without waiting, Navi starts hurrying back towards the school building.
Don't just... at least wait for me.
The gigantic school looms ahead as the two run up from the sports ground to the lab. It can sometimes take 20 minutes to reach the lab from the sports ground.
Why does this place have to be so huge? And why
Do I always end up following Navi when he ends up in one of his moods? Hurry up, Senna. We can make it there in 15 minutes if we walk fast.
Shut up!
They eventually make it to the lab in 16 minutes. Susie, how big is this place? I mean, 16 minutes would... 16 minutes gets you really far. The lab door creaks open.
No one's here.
Perfect. Now he immediately starts pulling out equipment.
Don't be so rough with the equipment. Other people need to use it later.
I'm not being rough.
Whatever.
Now he places the bottle under a small heating setup.
You're serious? You're actually going to cook the drink?
Not cook. Vaporize.
That's worse. What are you even expecting to happen? How are you going to prevent the bottle from melting?
I don't know. I'll make some adjustments. Now he starts attaching further bits and pieces to the setup. Okay, here we go. The secret to Mindfunk is about to be revealed.
I mean, surely wouldn't the most logical solution be to pour it out of the multiple bottle into like a beaker or something? You're such a child.
A faint heat begins to build. The liquid shifts slightly inside the bottle.
Hey! Is it supposed to do that?
Do what? A faint residue clings to the inside.
Navi? That wasn't there before.
Yeah. The lines settle into something unseen.
There's a pattern. What the F?
It's telling us something. It's like a number or something. Wait, I want to see what it is. Agree with Navi's enthusiasm.
You know what? It kind of does look interesting. I mean, it could just be nothing, but still.
Wait. Let me try that again. The heat rises once more. The liquid trembles. A faint mist escapes. Ah!
Ew. Did you just sneeze into it?
I didn't mean to. The fumes, they irritate my nose.
Tiny stomach, sensitive nose. It's amazing you survived this long.
Shut up! The residue sharpens. Lines begin to align. A symbol appears on the side of the bottle. 36666. I was about to ask if that was going to be my date of death, but that doesn't fit into any kind of calendar system I know.
What?
It's clearer now. It's definitely numbers.
You're just forcing yourself to see something. The mark just looks weird now because you sneezed into the bottle. All of your nasty germs probably made the drink even more messed up.
Shut up. But I swear to God, doesn't it say 36666? Senna looks a bit closer.
Now that you mention it, I guess it does say 36666.
See, I told you.
Whatever. This is just like when clouds sometimes look like faces. Like, yeah, it says 36666, but not because it means anything.
I think it means something. Nami looks closer into the bottle. Oh my God, the snot and spit from my sneeze has disappeared.
Gross! I didn't even want to think about that. Keep that to yourself.
No, but I mean, it's literally disappeared.
Yeah, that's because your cells are literally weaker than the soft drink. Like I said, I'm amazed you've lived this long.
Also, how much did you snot in that sneeze?
Weakling.
Stop teasing me. Nami drops a small rock into the bottle. The pattern distorts violently.
Okay. Now that really doesn't mean anything. It's illegible.
It's not forming properly. What the hell? Nami looks at the bottle closely. The rock isn't dissolving either, even though my snot and spit did.
Yuck!
So, rocks mess up the symbol, but my snot and spit ensure the symbol is legible. One is organic matter, the other is not. I have a hypothesis. A smug and devious look overtakes Nami's face. Senna.
Aha! Holy crap! You're so creepy right now. What do you want, you little creep?
It's just my hypothesis. Could you spare some of your organic matter?
Absolutely not!
Nami decides to take a different approach. Please, Senna, please, it's for the experiment. Just a strand of your hair, only a single strand of hair. Please? Senna hesitates, then pulls the strand free.
Fine, since you begged.
Senna gently puts the hair into the Mindfunk bottle. The strand falls into the liquid. They heat up the bottle again. The vapors begin to rise. It reveals a message on the bottle. It appears to be a number. 1, 3.
You're right, it says 13.
Oh, it just clicked to me. Okay, so it's not giving me my date of death. Is it counting how many days I've got left? So he's alright, he's got 6,000 days. Senna's got 13. Is that what it's implying? And maybe that's why the rock couldn't actually give me anything, since it hasn't actually got a date of expiration. What does this mean? What the hell? See, I told you, it's not a coincidence. You see a cloud that's shaped like a lion once. It's a coincidence. Then you see another cloud shaped like a lion the next minute. It's not a coincidence anymore. It's become a pattern. Exactly.
Holy crap!
Your hair disappeared, by the way.
Maybe that has something to do with the chemicals?
Organic matter gives the symbol structure, I think.
Or it's just reacting differently.
36666 and 13. Why are they so far apart? You know, I like my logic that it's add days until we're gonna die. I mean, I suppose you would be able to tell with the organic matter if they're decaying or something, right? It's probably following some logical rules.
I think there's like a pattern here. Anyway, look at the time. I've got classes to get to.
Me too. Let's talk about this later. Later that afternoon. I mean, the smartest thing we do would be to add a second hair tomorrow and see if it's gone down to 12 days. At the edge of campus sits the agricultural studies barn. The air smells faintly of hay and dust.
Why did you drag me out of class for this? It smells.
We need more samples. Organic samples.
You know, I've just started thinking then. So is this going to be a biological thing or a supernatural thing? Because it biologically implies that it can only count down until the body's natural death. But if it's supernatural, that can imply that it's like the movie Countdown, but only better. It's counting down until you're going to die, regardless of how it happens. So my question is she going to die naturally or in a freak accident in 12 days?
We need more samples. Organic samples.
My God, you're so enthusiastic today. Where's the quiet and reserved Navi from this morning?
Shut up. These things get me excited.
Cute.
Navi blushes for a moment. The animals, they're already shedding, so we can easily get samples. We're not hurting them, and we are conducting agricultural studies.
Alright, just as long as you don't hurt them.
Navi ties a small ribbon to a chicken and takes a feather.
You're labeling them?
So we don't mix them up. Another chicken, another ribbon. A third chicken, a third ribbon.
Wow, you're really getting a lot of samples, huh?
Of course. But we are mad scientists.
Whatever, weirdo.
Navi eventually gathers samples from a dog, as well as horse. Alright, this should do for now. The two leave the barn and make their way from the agricultural department back to the labs. They return to the lab. Navi notices that there's not much Mindfunk left. Ah, man, we're going to run out of Mindfunk soon.
Better not waste any of those new samples then.
One at a time. First ribbon, chicken A. The sample dissolves. One.
That's one's A.
Second ribbon, chicken B. 3. Third ribbon, chicken C. 4.
A, B, C, and 1, 3, 4. It kind of seems like a pattern.
Yeah. Let's check out the other samples too. Horse sample, ribbon D.
9.
Dog sample, ribbon E. 634.
That's a way bigger number.
Yeah.
You got like 36,666. The dog, 634. The rest are single-digit numbers.
Don't forget, you got 13. That's 2 digits. Navi and Senna note all the organic samples dissolved completely.
They're all dissolving, but the rock didn't.
Yeah, like I said, organic material seems to be important. Anyway, to just recap, chicken A is 1, chicken B is 3, chicken C is 4.
What do you think the numbers represent? Age? Weight?
I don't know. It's so frustrating. I mean, no to both, because how would 36,000 fit into the equation?
You think it could all just be random? But that wouldn't explain why chickens got almost sequential numbers.
Yeah, I can't really make sense of it. Now he inspects the bottle. Ah, man.
Damn, calm down. You angry little nerd.
Stop teasing. This is bad. We've run out of Mindfunk.
Oh, no. Anyway.
What? Aren't you interested to see what would happen if we conducted more experiments? Now, how can you even call yourself a researcher?
I mean, we've already done a decent amount of tests. I feel like we should focus on analysing and interpreting what we've seen for now.
I guess. What could we really infer from the results at this point anyway? Okay, so, I mean, the numbers obviously mean something. They can't be random, and the best way to test that would be to retest a previous sample. Because as long as we can see it going down, like, one by day, then that should make it obvious what it is. It's a countdown timer to something.
The numbers likely mean something. It's just not obvious yet. I feel like the numbers are already trying to tell us something important. It's not obvious to us at this stage.
I mean, I can understand why they themselves are not making that leap into countdown to death. I mean, the only reason we are is because we've gone into the game knowing it's counting down to that. But I suppose if you just had some random numbers pop up after you dissolved organic material, your mind probably isn't immediately going to immediately jump to, I'm going to die in so many days. I mean, mine might, but that's because I've seen too many horror games now.
Anyway, the day's almost over. I say we sleep on it and see what we can come up with tomorrow.
Yeah, good idea. I'm exhausted.
The two leave the lab and head home. The next day, a sudden commotion spreads across campus. What's going on?
I don't know. As soon as I arrived, it was chaos.
Voices overlap as students gather around in circles, exchanging rumors. Eventually, some students tell Navi and Senna that something crazy happened. Some sort of weird incident occurred at the barn, managed by the Agricultural Studies Department. That's where we went yesterday.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Do you think that maybe...
We gotta go.
Senna and Navi push through the small crowd. They run towards the barn. It's a moment of truth. Natural or accident? The barn doors are half open.
Is that the chicken?
Did we step on it? A section inside is covered in blood and torn organic matter. The smell hits immediately. What the F?
They're saying that one of the chickens exploded?
Exploded?
Well, exploded isn't the right term. Apparently, it was like a sudden and massive internal organ rupture. Like, all the chicken's internal organs suddenly ruptured. And the rupture was so strong that its skin couldn't hold all of the blood and guts. So, the chicken's blood and guts just flew everywhere, leaving this puddle of blood a mess.
I feel like I'm going to throw up. Okay, so that's clearly not a natural death then. So, supernatural problem. Now the question is, would that have happened if we hadn't added their organic material into the Mindfunk? So now the nearest question is the Mindfunk predicting the death or instigating the death? Because this instance, it feels like it's instigating. Sin catches Navi's eye. A torn ribbon stained red within the pool of blood and guts. Navi, don't touch that!
Look, it's the ribbon I put on Chicken A.
Oh my god! So Chicken A died? In such a gruesome way. Poor Chicken A. We didn't even know its name. As the shock subsides, Senna and Navi both realize the sinister undertone of what happened. Navi, you think what we did yesterday has anything to do with this?
Surely not, right? I mean...
For Chicken A, we got the number 1 from the Mindfunk bottle. Maybe that was like a countdown or something.
No, we can't make any conclusions. There's nothing to suggest what we did has anything to do with what happened here. There's no evidence.
You're right. This is probably just some freak event. It's just hard not to connect our experiment to this, because we were here yesterday.
I know. Emotionally, it feels like it has something to do with it. But logically, it doesn't. I think.
I mean, it seems a massive coincidence if it isn't connected. Both emotionally and logically, there's a link to this incident. I get a bad feeling about this. This lines up too cleanly.
And this does to highlight the big problem where if this is going to be a pattern, you have 12 more days. I don't want to think about this. I wonder if they explode every time. I can't stop thinking about that pool of blood and guts.
Yeah. This is all kinds of effed up.
Senna and Nari spend the day mostly in silence. They don't know how to process what just happened. 3 days since the Mindfunk experiment. Once again, a huge commotion is heard within the campus.
Again?
Yeah. Once again, students swarm throughout the campus. Whispers and rumors spread like wildfire.
It's the barn again.
Damn, really?
Abby, this is looking really bad.
Senna. Neither of them runs this time. They walk slowly to the agricultural department. It's almost like they already know. The doors are open again. There's another bloodied section in the barn. Blood and guts are all over the walls. It appears another chicken suddenly ruptured all of its organs and exploded in the barn. Now he immediately looks at the pool of blood and guts. He notices a ribbon. The same ribbon used for Chicken B. It was Chicken B. I don't know what to say. Suddenly, Senna crouches and stares at the ground.
3 days for Chicken B. One day for Chicken A.
Senna, please, don't be like that. We need to think about this logically.
13. That's 13 days for me.
Senna, I guarantee you it's not a countdown. It's all a coincidence, trust me.
I'm going to rupture and die. A gruesome death in 10 days. A pool of blood and guts. Nami, it all lines up.
It doesn't. There's an explanation. Don't rush to conclusions.
Chicken C. He got number 4. Just watch. It'll explode tomorrow too. There'll be some commotion just like this morning.
Now he freezes. He doesn't know what to say.
I don't feel very good, Nami. I think I'm going to go home.
Wait. I mean, assuming there is going to be a rupture in 13 days, I don't even know what we could do about this. We could take her immediately to a hospital, but it seems a catastrophic rupture that I don't even think immediate medical attention is going to help. Okay, we could focus on just trying to calm her down. Senna, don't be like that. Please. We have so many unanswered questions regarding the experiment.
Whatever.
Senna heads home, completely devoid of all emotion. 4 days since Mindfunk experiment. The day passes without any commotion. Senna shows up late to classes, assuming the worst. Nami rushes around campus to try and find her. Nami eventually finds her sitting alone near a staircase. There you are! I've been searching for you all day!
Well, you found me now.
Although she looks upset, Nami is clearly in better spirits than yesterday. There hasn't been any commotion from the Agricultural Studies Department today.
I know. It seems like no animal has ruptured or done anything crazy. Yet,
It's already the afternoon. Both chicken A and B were found ruptured first thing in the morning.
I know, but still. It's still the 4th day since the experiment.
You'll be fine, Senna. Nothing's gonna happen to Chicken C. Come on, let's just talk about my tiny stomach or how much of a geek I am.
I'm not in the mood.
Do you want to go and check the barn?
No. No news is good news. I don't want to force anything.
You're right. If another chicken exploded, it would be obvious. Alright, let's just relax and just talk nonsense like we always do. Senna thinks for a moment, and her expression lightens slightly. She shuffles to the side so Nari can sit next to her. Minutes turn to hours as they talk about everything from weird cults to exotic vegetables. Nothing major happens at the Agricultural Studies Department that day. The day ends with peace. 5 days since Mindfunk experiment. With the 4th day completely over, Nari and Senna agree to check out the barn. There were no ruptures yesterday, which likely means Chicken C is still alive. Wait, what's the catch here? The barn is quiet. There is an eerie vibe due to the recent 2 ruptures. There are still bloodstains. It was clearly difficult to properly clean up. Damn, where is it? It can't be that far. I mean, it didn't rupture or anything. None of the remaining chickens had the ribbon that was tied to Chicken C. I mean, if I was the agriculture department and I had lost 2 chickens to catastrophic ruptures and they both had ribbons on, I would actually keep a close eye on the last chicken with the ribbon. Because wouldn't you just, move it and put it in observation for a while? Because there has to be some connection to the ones that are dying and the ones with the ribbons. Now he decides to ask some of the agricultural studies students. Now he returns with a solemn look. Chicken C is dead.
What? Damn, did it explode?
No, it died of old age.
Huh? This isn't making any sense.
They say Chicken C actually died 2 days after our Mindfunk experiment.
What?
We were so caught up in the commotion of Chicken B rupturing, we didn't notice Chicken C was already dead.
Okay, so that makes me think. The bottle cannot predict a natural death. It's just deciding when it's going to end your life itself. So again, supernatural. And if you want a peaceful death, I guess end your own life the day before it's gonna happen.
Chicken C was already old, and apparently the shock of Chicken A rupturing kind of accelerated things. So Chicken C died 2 days after the experiment, even though Mindfunk said 4 days. Not that we've confirmed that those numbers on Mindfunk are a countdown, but still.
I don't know what to make of this. I can say I'm glad that it didn't rupture. Wait, did it?
No, it's just dead. They showed me the body. Now he gestures for Senna to follow him to a small room near the barn. A small covered body of Chicken C rests on top of a table. Chicken C was actually called Bucky and was much loved by the agricultural department. They say they're going to give him a proper burial. Senna stands there staring in silence.
I see what this means.
What do you mean?
Chicken C, Bucky, or whatever it's called. It didn't rupture because it died. If you die before the countdown, you don't rupture all your blood and guts.
Well, I don't.
If you want to be buried and remain intact, die before the countdown finishes. That's the rule.
A long pause. There's not enough evidence to say that. These are chickens, Senna.
Look, if it lived to day 4, it would have ruptured.
Nari doesn't answer. They're just chickens. You're a human. I don't think we can definitively say it only affects chickens when chickens are the only numbers that have, like, countdowns that have been up. Isn't the next one the horse? So if the horse ruptures, then clearly it's not just chickens. I mean, is there a workaround? Let's test. You can avoid it. There has to be a workaround that doesn't involve dying beforehand.
Whatever.
Senna once again falls into a depressive spiral. Nari begs her to talk to him, but she doesn't respond. As the days pass, Nari desperately tries to come up with solutions. He finally gets Senna to respond to his messages once he suggests they brainstorm a workaround together. She decides to finally come back to campus to meet Nari. Nari believes that what happens to the horse they sampled will be crucial. 9 days since Mindfunk experiment. As Nari heads onto campus, he notices the mood is completely off. The horse exploded, didn't it? As Nari not only is there a lot of commotion, there are even police cars. There is an announcement saying that the agricultural department is completely closed for today. Nari asks around to try and make sense of what is going on. Nari's worst fears have come true. He rushes to the barn, but he realizes he can't go inside. The entire area is closed off with red tape and police officers. He finally notices the stench. A thick and nauseating smell of rotting flesh and blood. To his surprise, he notices Senna also staring at the barn. It appears she actually arrived earlier than Nari. Senna, you're here!
Yeah.
Have you heard?
Yeah. The horse was sampled. Has ruptured. I guess there's a lot more blood and guts. And it's a horse and not a chicken. Makes sense they have to close the entire area down.
Damn. So you heard everything. I can't believe this. I just can't freaking believe it.
It's okay, Nari. You tried.
There's a deep sadness behind Senna's smile.
Thank you for everything you've done. I won't ever forget you.
Huh? No, Senna, don't act like that!
Nari, I've only got a few days left. I don't want to argue.
Senna.
Chicken A, Chicken B, a horse, they all ruptured exactly as the numbers predicted. Chicken C would have ruptured as well, if it hadn't died beforehand. The dog still has almost 2 years left. And you've got 100 years, Nari. 36,666 days! Wow!
Senna, please.
I know, I always made fun of you and your little stomach. I guess, for whatever reason, you're going to live to be one of the oldest humans in history. What a happy ending.
Despite how she is talking, there's no light behind Senna's eyes anymore.
Life can be so funny sometimes.
I mean, we still can't say there's no evidence. It goes across different animals. It will turn to a human. Maybe there's a way to extend the countdown longer than 13 days. Just because there's a countdown doesn't mean there isn't any hope. There's a way out of this, Senna. We just have to work it out.
It's fine, Nari. It's all going to be fine.
Senna, you have to listen to me.
I'm going to have fun now, Nari. You stay there.
Nari starts running off towards the campus. Senna, wait! Don't do anything stupid! Nari tries to catch up to Senna, but fails. Senna! Nari eventually finds Senna on one of the rooftops of a campus building. She's standing near a water tower. Senna, what are you doing?
Nothing. Just enjoying the view.
Senna's earlier facade of enthusiasm has disappeared.
She looks like a shell of her former self. The view is so nice here. You can see the whole city.
Senna, we've still got time. Just calm down for a moment.
I don't want to explain this to you again and again, Nami. It's clear that if it can affect chickens and horses, then humans are likely to be affected too. Everything has proven the theory thus far, with the chicken dying earlier proving the only way out. The only way out is to...
Senna, there's other options. You have to believe me.
Nami, I don't want to be remembered as the girl who turned into a pool of blood and guts. I want my parents to be able to give me a proper funeral. I want there to be a physical evidence left of my existence. Like, evidence that isn't mush.
You're making it sound like you're doomed. But you're not. Come on, Senna.
I am doomed.
Nami rushes closer to Senna. Senna, it's the 9th day since the experiment. We still have a few days. I'll work something out.
It's over, Nami.
Senna, just focus on the fact that we still have a few days. Please. We can change so much in a few days.
I don't think so.
You don't have to believe me yet. I just need you to wait. Just wait for me.
Wait.
Yeah. Just don't give up yet. That's all I'm asking.
Senna eases her body slightly. I guess a day or two doesn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah, Senna. Come on. We can fix this.
I don't think I have the energy to do much, Nami.
No problem. I'll find the solution. It'll be fine. Just relax. Navi successfully gets Senna to calm down for the moment. He walks her from the rooftop back to her home. Although he was confident in front of her, Navi is confused as what to do next. Navi head home, realizing he needs to come up with a solution soon. 12 days since the Mindfunk experiment. Navi spent the 2 days since the horse incident in mental anguish. For every solution he thinks of a counter that disproves it. I mean, the only massive difference I can think between us, other than it just being random, is that Navi drank the Mindfunk and Senna didn't. If we can find a second bottle, we could force her to drink a bit and then retest if the counter goes up. Who knows, maybe it's actually a life potion. The numbers keep going through his head. 1, 3, 4, 9, 13, 634, 36,666. Ironically, the time pressure he feels makes it harder for him to reach a conclusion. He's been trying to keep in contact with Senna, but she hasn't replied in a while. He just hopes that she continues to wait for him to come up with a solution. Key point of contention for Navi is whether it's worth going and trying to conduct the experiment again. There's a part of him that feels like there was something special about the bottle of Mindfunk he had from earlier. That it wasn't necessarily Mindfunk that caused these occurrences. It was the specific bottle he miraculously got. Now he spent the last day debating whether it's worth trying to find another bottle of Mindfunk. He felt like this time could be spent doing something more useful to help Senna. He concludes that trying to work against the Mindfunk predictions is futile. Rather, it's about making the most of the time that's left. Now he feels immense regret that he's wasted these past days not making Senna's life more enjoyable. It's because, deep down, he wants to believe that the Mindfunk countdown won't materialize, and that Senna will be safe. Well, it doesn't sound like Senna's going to give it an option. She's going to plan to end her life before it has a chance. However, he can't ignore the evidence. The pattern is clear, and what awaits Senna is one of the worst deaths imaginable. He promptly realizes that perhaps Senna won't let herself rupture, that she'll do what needs to be done to prevent that from happening. Now he feels an intense conflict, as he doesn't want to condone or approve of what Senna might be thinking. At the same time, who would want to die in such a violent and gruesome death? Now he continues to ruminate and ruminate. He decides that, at the very least, perhaps he can make her last moments more enjoyable. They've been friends for years, and perhaps they could have become more than friends if they just had more time. Now he decides that he needs to speak to her, to be with her. Whatever happens from there is up to her, but he feels a sudden intense longing for her. Considering she's been ignoring his messages and calls, now he decides he has to go in person. Maybe if he sees her in person, she'll want to spend her last days with him. Wait, isn't it already like the last day? I thought it's already been like 12. Who knows? It's up to her. Either way, now he believes that he needs to act immediately. Now he barges out of his house and heads to Senna's house. But once he gets there, his heart sinks. There's a police car parked in front of the house. He rushes to the front door and rings the bell. Eventually, someone answers the door. It's Senna's mother, and a police officer is standing next to her. Senna jumped off a building late last night. They retrieved her body early this morning from a local river. Nari collapses. Nari, it's too late. Senna is dead. You know, I don't see any other possible way for this game to end, but damn, that was depressing. I mean, it's realistic, because like I said, we could try and see if getting her drinking the Mindfunk would extend the life, but then we're reliant on us being able to find it. And like we said, it's actually the drink and not the bottle that was different. Alright, I'm gonna see if any of the other choices change the ending. Wait, maybe if we downplay the excitement from the start, maybe we can get him to not put our hair in. It's literally just a mark from the heating process. It doesn't mean anything. Wait! Let me try that again. The heat rises once more. The liquid trembles. A faint mist escapes. Oh, so there is a second ending. So basically I just picked all the options that would be like skeptical and that it wasn't going to affect Senna at all. 10 days since the Mindfunk experiment. After spending all night thinking, Nari finally reaches a conclusion. Nari comes to the conclusion that he needs to find more Mindfunk. He believes that if he can conduct the experiment again, he'll uncover the truth. He rushes to the discount supermarket where he found Mindfunk earlier. Miraculously, there are a few bottles left. Nari immediately buys one and runs toward campus. Why would you only buy one? Why don't you just buy a bunch and that covers us? You fool, Nari. Once he reaches the lab, he sets the experiment up again in a hurry. He spits into the Mindfunk bottle. He starts to heat up the bottle. The results he sees lights up his eyes. 6,333. Huh, that went down a lot. Holy crap. That's a completely different result. From 36,666 to 6,333. That means the results can change. The result is variable. Just because Senna got 13 a week ago doesn't mean she is stuck with 13 right now. Damn, I gotta get her to conduct the experiment again. Wait, so can you basically keep re-rolling until you get like 100 years like he had originally? Up until now, Senna hasn't responded to any of Nami's messages or calls. If we're again too late, that is going to be so sad. Regardless, he immediately sends her a message. He tells her that he's found a solution and that she needs to come to the lab. This time, Senna responds almost immediately. After explaining briefly, Senna says she'll head over to the lab immediately. Around 30 minutes pass. Senna, you're finally here! Senna looks like she hasn't slept in days and is exhausted. However, the light in her eyes has returned. Mary, quick! Here's a strand of my hair! Senna appears to have no time for small talk. Mary carefully puts Senna's strand of hair into the bottle. It lights up the bottle. Both their eyes light up at the result. 799. 799?
Holy crap, it's changed! It's freaking changed!
I know. Look, you're safe. You're freaking safe.
I'm not going to die in a few days. I don't give a hell that it says 799 days. I got time.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's variable. 799 could be 36,666 tomorrow. You never know.
Or 50 tomorrow.
But you know what?
I'm not even going to think about that. The main thing is that it's constantly changing. And lucky that it seems to be correct for the chickens and the horse, though.
I mean, I'm guessing it only changes if you reinsert the biological material, right? So it's essentially, it's like re-rolling it.
So how many hairs we got?
Not you can see, though.
Oh, yeah.
Having proven that the earlier pattern might not be as strict as they thought, Nami and Senna celebrate. For Nami and Senna, a crisis has been averted. And it was thanks to Nami's decision to reconduct the experiment with a new bottle of Mindfunk. However, nothing in life is certain. The 13th day since the original Mindfunk experiment is yet to pass. Who knows what happened?
Are you implying me there's a chance that she will still explode on that day? Because that would be... That'd be brutal. I like to think then it was a set rule that she would definitely be exploding on the 13th day if she hadn't retested it. Like I'm saying, I think it's just supernatural. It doesn't seem like the rupture can be in any way a natural occurrence. So essentially, you're making a pact with the demon by offering the biological material, and that demon is giving you a random, arbitrary date and when he's going to come and rupture you. So again, when you get closer to that 799th day, just re-roll it. This is why I said buy out the Mindfunk. If you bought every bottle you can see, you could keep re-rolling it indefinitely until you die naturally. It's a genius plan. Apparently there's a third ending. It's kind of you go for a mixture of the two routes, so you're a bit enthusiastic about it, a bit reassuring. 12 days since Mindfunk experiment. Now he's spent the 2 days since the horse incident in mental anguish. For every solution he thinks of a counter that disproves it. The numbers keep going through his head. 1, 3, 4, 9, 13, 634, 36,666. Ironically, the time pressure he feels makes it harder for him to reach a conclusion. He's been trying to keep in contact with Senna, but she hasn't replied in a while. He just hopes that she continues to wait for him to come up with a solution. The key point of contention for Nami is whether it's worth going to try and conduct the experiment again. There's a part of him that feels like there was something special about the bottle of Mindfunk he has from earlier. That it wasn't necessarily Mindfunk that caused these occurrences. It was that specific bottle he miraculously got. Now he spent the last day debating whether it's worth trying to find another bottle of Mindfunk. He felt like his time could be spent doing something more useful to help Senna. But no conclusions. Eventually, Nami has had enough. He goes back to the discount supermarket that had the Mindfunk bottles. They're still there. Nami immediately buys one and rushes toward campus. Wait, so this is like the worst aspects of both the endings, right? Because like it's like we get the solution, but we're doing it on day 12 where she's already jumped off the building. I know how this is going to end now. I mean, but at this point, yeah, she is in fact already dead, right? He ends up back at the lab. The room is empty. He sets everything up as per usual. He lights it up. He spits into the bottle. A thin mist rises. 6,333. Oh my god, it's different from before. Even though it's still my spit in the bottle. 6,333. 6,333. 6,333. Damn, why am I repeating it? It's obviously not the 36,666 that I got the first time. Does this mean that I only have 6,333 days left? Wait, no, that doesn't matter. The point is that the number changed. The number can be changed. Senna's number might have changed. Seeing a different result in person has erased all doubt in Nami's mind from earlier.
Even though it's a new bottle, and it's a new round of experimentation, Navi is convinced the countdown from earlier is not set in stone. In fact, it's variable and perhaps changes by the day. Maybe that's why Chicken Seed died earlier. But why didn't he rupture? Damn, that doesn't matter. I gotta reach Senna. This means she won't die tomorrow. Her number likely changed. I need to get her to conduct the experiment with me again. I guarantee she'll be seeing earlier than 13. Now he rushes away from the lab and heads to Senna's house. But once he gets there, his heart sinks. There's a police car parked in front of the house. He rushes to the front door and rings the bell. Eventually, somebody answers the door. It's Senna's mother, and a police officer is standing next to her. Senna jumped off a building late last night. They retrieved her body early this morning from a local river. Navi collapses. Navi is too late. Senna is dead. Okay, that has to be like the most brutal ending, because like I said, he gets the solution, only too late to save her. Damn. Well, I hope you enjoyed your time here. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, have a spooky day and I'll catch you next time, guys.